Hello there, and I thought I'd use this video to talk to people about bodyweight training and how we can actually get stronger with bodyweight training. Lots of people will see bodyweight training or probably first be introduced to bodyweight training in terms of kind of fitness and in HIIT classes with lots of squats, lunges, press-ups, burpees, planks. All great movements and nothing against those movements, and they all come in to create this part of what is bodyweight training. Bodyweight training can be really versatile, and although myself with kind of more of my roots within bodybuilding and powerlifting, bodyweight training is something that was there for me before I got into the bodybuilding and powerlifting world. So I still have a big admiration for very advanced bodyweight training when you're seeing these really cool feats of strength. And I think when people look at these big feats of strength, your various human flags, back levers, front levers, big static holds, planches, all this fun, fancy stuff which kind of looks like gymnastics happening on the street. It looks really cool, but most people don't know how you get from there, from where you are. And all it is it just comes down to strength. It comes down to practice. And if we look at it in terms of like a barbell, you walk into a gym, you pick up a barbell, say 20 kilos, standard barbell weight, and then every time we lift that we can add a little bit more weight. So let's say for a deadlift example, we lift 20 kilo barbell, 3 sets of 5 reps, and then the next week we come in, we add 2.5 kilos to that, 3 sets of 5 reps, we add 2.5 kilos. It's nice and easy in the way that we can see progression. It's 2.5 kilos, and when you begin, we can look and expect that kind of progression quite quickly, and it's awesome. It's very quantifiable. Whilst with bodyweight training, we are in a situation where we don't have that luxury to add 2.5 kilos. You have to change the angles and the forces going through the body to make things harder. So let's go for a prime example, something that a lot of people maybe initially struggle with, and something that you see more people struggle with within bodyweight training, and say just within a HIIT class, it would be a press up. I'd say chin ups and things people struggle with more, but some people just never do them. They're not used in class formats, so people tend to just avoid them because you can. But like a press up, they will normally be used, and you'll have those people who can crank out press ups like they're nothing, and you can get those people who just really struggle. They can't get the positioning right. And what it is it's finding that level where they're at. And lots of people will be like, oh well, down on your knees is easier, up on your toes is harder. But for some people, the gap between getting from performing a press up on your knees to be performing a full press up on your toes whilst maintaining a fixed core and going chest all the way to the floor, what are those steps in between? It's not a 2.5 kilo jump like it could be on a bench press, 20 kilos, 22, you know, how do you get from a 20 kilo bench press to a 60 kilo bench press? Well, you constantly add load over time within a rep range. It's a lot more structured approach, whilst with a press up there isn't that. You know, you've got to play about with angles, you've got to maybe do some incline press works where your hands are elevated. Maybe you need to play about with tempos, so you're really slowly controlling down on the negative. Maybe you need to move your hand position to a point that is better suited for you and your own strength. So that is where bodyweight strength, although it's really cool, can be really challenging for people to kind of like get their head round on how they can get there, because it's not a systematic step-by-step process like lifting barbells or lifting weights in general. It's very systematic. You add small load, you just rinse repeat this process over and over again. And bodyweight training, it's so much more than that, and you have to play around with your sets and your reps a lot more, because you may be able to do 10 of one variation, but to go to what seemed to be the next variation, that might be really hard to get even one rep, if it's even possible. So with the bodyweight training, you have to be a lot more patient, you have to get better at a lot more reps in some cases. You also have to really think about your quality of the movement. So a common one, keep you on the theme of the press up, is a lot of people can't keep their core tight throughout it, and their positioning's not right, that their form breaks down. And it's because the form breaks down that they cannot initially create that press up. We've also got the fact that once we get to the press up, where do we go? Well, we can start to get more powerful and more dynamic with that press up, so like clap press ups and things, or we can start to shift the weight over to one hand, so one hand can start working out until we're into a single arm press up, which a single arm press up, when executed well without any or very little to no rotation through the core, so it looks just like a press up but with one hand, very, very difficult skill. And the stepping stone isn't just from press up to single arm. There's a lot of phases you've got to go in order to get there. So I hope just through this video it's kind of giving you a little bit of an insight, and by all means ask any questions if you've got any within strength training with body weight and how to adjust. And what I'm going to do, or aim to do in time, is put out some guides to kind of help people know where they need to be going and where they may need to adjust in order to master some of the basic body weight movements such as press ups, pull ups, although I don't have a bar currently, and some like various single leg squat patterns, pistol squats and shrimp squats. Hope that gave you a little bit of an insight into strength training. Any questions, drop them down below in the comments, and if it's a good enough question it will get another video, and I can go into this in a little bit more depth and detail, because there's just a lot more to it. Bodyweight training isn't just what you see on the surface, it's actually very, very in-depth and detailed, because it's all those fine little points that enables you to progress from one movement into the other. Until next time.